Hey folks, thanks for tuning in here. This video is going to be covering headlight restoration. So here we have a headlight that's pretty oxidized, as you can see here. Um, Very foggy. A lot of cars that are at least 6 to 10 years or older. You're gonna see this take place, especially here in Arizona. We get a lot of sun over here, and very brutal hot sun. So the UV rays from that sun really do some damage on these headlights, especially if your vehicle is parked outside 24 hours a day. So if you don't have a garage, if you don't, ultimately, this is what's going to happen. So a lot of people probably see these when you're out driving out and about. So here at Morrow's Auto Detailing, we're able to go ahead and restore these headlights, and this video is going to show you more or less how I go about taking care of these headlights and bringing them back to life. I already went ahead and did a little bit of wet sanding on the other headlight over there. I started with 800 grit, moved on to 800, 1000, 2000, and then 3000. So sometimes you can get away with just starting with maybe 2000 and going up to 3000, and then from there you're going to go ahead and do some compound with a polisher and do some polishing as well. But again, in this case, I want to go ahead and start with 800, really get down to the bottom of it because it's really oxidized, as you can see here. So I don't want to go ahead and start at the top, or I would say at the high level. Like I said, I started 800, 1000, 2000, and 3000. Between 1000 and 2000, there's a 1500 as well that I could have gone to. But in this case, 800 is a pretty good grit to start with. It's going to be very aggressive with it. 1000 is going to go ahead and remove some of those lines from the 800 grit paper. And then from 1000, you just double it up from right there. I don't have 4000 sand grit paper, I just have 3000, so that's my least abrasive one that I have. But at this point, once I get to 3000, you're gonna see that it's not that bad. So the next stage after that will be polishing. All right, folks, here we go. Want to make sure that you keep this wet here as well going. You're gonna see this milky residue that comes off as you start scrubbing it with the sandpaper, and it's just basically removing the clear coat that's been oxidized. And so you just got to keep it wet, keep scrubbing. You want to go ahead and scrub in the same direction that the wind hits it. So probably don't want to go up and down, because then you're going to have to remove those lines. But you just want to be careful. A lot of people go ahead and tape the edges of the paint because they don't want to damage it, but that's something that I've done in the past as well, but I don't necessarily do it all the time. It's just got to be careful around the edges. I was a landscaper going around the neighborhood making sure plants are getting plenty of water. So right now I'm working it with 800 grit wet dry sandpaper. You can see right here. Find yourself this sandpaper at your local hardware store, Ace Hardware, Lowe's, or Home Depot. They come in sheets, and just want to make sure that it stays wet. Hopefully the camera is able to pick up the difference of what's going on here. Again, you don't want to hit it too much, you just want to go ahead and remove that top layer with the 800 grit paper. get this little bulge area here, make sure I get it right. Again, I'm being very careful when I'm coming around to the edges. And I'm just going to go ahead and hit this other area over here. I just have the rest of the sandpaper in there, the other papers in water, just keep them wet. It looks like it's drying up a little bit on me. Just add a little water. Looks like I'm done in that front area. I'm just going to go ahead and focus back here. Not worried about sanding the paint too much, because when I go into the compound stage, I'll go ahead and touch that area as well and get those sand mark papers off if needed as well. This car is in for a full detail inside and outside, headlight restoration, and wants me to go ahead and do a little bit of a wax as well. Not, I wouldn't say little, but you know, so it's going to get protection as well on the paint. And looks like I'm done with that section right there. So as it starts drying off, you can kind of notice areas that I missed or didn't really get really good here, as you can see over here probably. Not sure if it's going to get picked up well, but yeah, just come touch it up. Should do it there. Good with that amount. So now we're going to move on to 1000. Grit wet dry sandpaper. Hands are all dirty here from putting my hand on the engine bay. Same process, just scrub it down. Shouldn't take you more than 2 minutes for sandpaper there. Most of the heavy lifting, or I guess in this case, removing that top layer has been done with that 800. This here is now starting to smooth out those sandpaper lines that I left on there with that 800, basically reducing those scratches the sandpaper introduces. My neighbors. Be just a little bit more on the edges. Make sure I get all those marks that were left with the 800 grit. Reduce those lines. This side is good over here for sure. Get this top section. Make sure I get the bottom part. We're good there. You can see lines right there, but again, I'll remove most of those lines again when I get the 2000 grit. There we go, 2000. Same process. Keep your area wet. Just like right here. Okay. Just gonna rip this paper. You can tell when I'm going with the 2000 here, you're not really seeing any more of that milky residue that was coming off, especially when I was hitting it with the 800 grit. Because most of that oxidized clear coat has already been removed. So now it's just a matter of removing the sand marks, sandpaper marks. And I probably said that many times here, but you guys folks, if you're watching this video, you probably get the idea of what I'm doing here. I'm basically smoothing out those lines left by the sandpaper. The headlight probably starts to look a little bit better as well. Looks a little more clear. Especially when I hit it with water, as you can see right there. And I'm really gonna focus on this front section right here. My finger rubbing on the paint, so I did put it under there, so now my finger's just acting as a guard, so to speak, so that I'm not sanding that area. I think this section looks pretty good. Just gonna make sure I get this edge here. So here's basically what I do is I just insert it into that edge right there, fold and come back out. See here. Good here. Just a little bit more here in this section. I'm good with this. Next one's gonna be 3000. On to 3000 grit, wet or dry, as you can see here, made by 3M. Same process, get that area wet and then just scrub it. you can see, this is a manual process. Pretty soon I will be looking to buy a 3-inch polisher, and I'm gonna go ahead and buy some discs for it as well with the same type of grit sandpaper. So I'm looking to get 800, 1000, 1500, 2000, 3000 discs. Probably make this process cut down time quite a lot, but until then, just showing you here with this video that this is something that you can do at home. It's not something that is too difficult to do. I mean, you can find the sandpaper, like I said, at your local hardware store. You can go ahead and do the compounding and polishing by hand as well, you know, if you don't have a polisher. But it's not something you want to take on yourself, then certainly understand it. You know, like I said, this is something that it's a service that I offer my clients. It's a really easy upsell, you can say, you know, because once you have a clear headlight, you know, you're gonna get more light at night, and it's gonna be safer for you overall driving, you know. And so strongly recommend getting it done, and it's very affordable. I don't charge an arm and a leg for this. You know, certainly to replace a headlight does cost a couple $100. You know, when you can save, I typically try to charge around about half of what it takes to replace a headlight. I think I'm almost done here. Take a look and see what it looks like. Still gonna look a little hazy, and that's the next stage is going to clear up that lens, that plastic, and that's going to be with compound using the polisher, the DA. I think that looks good. I'll let it dry off for a little bit, but it's an example right there, folks, of what that headlight's gonna look like. Let me go ahead and bring you over here to the other headlight, to the other side. Show you what it looks like now that it's been dried off. And as you can see right there, headlight looks pretty good here. I mean, it looks a little hazy there, and that's from the sanding, but overall here, once I polish it, it's gonna look great. It's gonna be clear. So, all right, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and get my polisher, and I'll be right back. All right, folks, I'm back. Went ahead and picked up my polisher here and got it ready using Griot's Garage. I think this is the G9 dual action orbital polisher. It's a 6-inch, but I went ahead and purchased the 5-inch backing plate and got the 5-inch pads to go with it here. And so really good tool here. You can find this at your local hardware store like AutoZone. That's where I purchased mine from, but you can also go online and purchase it as well. You know, it's not the best out there, but it certainly can get the job done here. I have no complaints about it. I'm gonna go ahead and use this. It's called Perfect Finish 4-6. Means it's got a 4 cut, yeah, and a 6 in finishing for gloss. It's made by Sonax. Really good polish. Love using the stuff. So just gonna go ahead and put a couple dabs. Don't need a ton right there, just enough to get it going here. Using the orange pad here by Griot's. So it's gonna probably get loud here, so if you have your earphones on, go ahead and mute them here. That looks really good there. I don't think I need to go again through it. Take you at a different angle over here. looks really good. Shiny there. It's not gonna be perfect, not 100%. I can still see a little bit of in here, and it looks like that might be on the inside. Doesn't look like it's on the outside here at this point. But overall, that's a pretty good finish. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. Bring you over here. That's what that looks like after it dried off. Like I said, I wasn't too worried about any sanding on the edges. As you can tell here, when I go with it with a pad here, it's gonna hit those edges as well and remove those little imperfections, if any. So here we go. should do it. Let's go ahead and wipe this off. Get it off the paint over here as well. There we go. You can already see how shiny and clear it is. So there you have it, folks. It's a little headlight restoration. Again, the process was to go ahead and just start with 800 in this case because of how oxidized these headlights were. So I went with 800, moved on to 1,000, moved on to 2,000, hit it with 3,000, turned around and polished it with the orange pad, medium cut, with perfect finish. You can use whatever polish compound that you have out there that works for you. In my case here, Sonex Perfect Finish 4.6 has been working really good for these things here for me. And the last step that I'm going to go ahead and do once I finish washing the vehicle, because I'm going to go ahead and wash it next, is when I dry it and I apply wax. I'm not going to apply wax on this here. It's not a wax that I'm using. I'm using Jescar here for the paint. It's Jescar Finishing Products Ultra Lock Plus. It's a ceramic polymer sealant. It's really good. Makes the paint really shiny, and been very satisfied with this product here. But that can be applied on here, but what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to apply a 1-year ceramic coating that I have, and so that'll be the last final stage. I'm not going to go ahead and show it on the video here, but you definitely want to go ahead and add protection here to this headlight so that the oxidation doesn't come back again, because right now, you know, I did go ahead and remove some of that clear coat, but I want to go ahead and add protection on top of that clear coat that's now left here behind. So again, headlight restoration, if you guys are interested in getting that done, go ahead and hook me up. Look me up right there on the internet. Google my business on Facebook. You know where to find me, and I'll go ahead and get you a quote for your headlights here. So thanks for watching.